Gentlemen, I want you to be completely honest with yourself for a moment. When was the last time you woke up feeling truly rested, energized, and with your body responding exactly the way it should? I'm talking about that natural firmness in the morning that tells you everything is working properly. If you're struggling to remember, or if it's been happening less and less frequently, then what I'm about to share with you today could be the missing piece you've been searching for. Because there's one specific vitamin that most men over 45 are severely deficient in, and without it, your erections, your energy levels, and your ability to fall into deep restorative sleep all begin to fail simultaneously. I'm Dr. Michael Brennan, a board-certified urologist with over 15 years of experience specializing in men's sexual health and hormonal optimization. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly which vitamin creates this triple transformation, why taking it at the wrong time of day makes it completely ineffective, and the precise protocol my patients use to see real measurable results within weeks. Before we go any further, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Drop a comment below and let me know your location. This community has grown to include men from over 60 countries, and every single one of you matters. Now, let me explain what's actually happening inside your body right now that you probably don't even realize. After you pass age 45, your body starts losing a critical mineral at a rate that accelerates with each passing year. Most physicians don't routinely test for it. Most men have never even heard that this deficiency exists. But when levels drop below a certain threshold, it triggers a cascade of problems that affect everything from your bedroom performance to your daily energy to your nightly rest. Here's the first domino that falls. Your blood vessels begin to lose their natural ability to dilate and expand. You see, getting a strong erection isn't just about arousal or attraction. It's fundamentally about blood flow. Your arteries need to open wide and allow blood to rush into the erectile tissue. When this mineral is depleted, your vessel walls become rigid and unresponsive. Imagine trying to inflate a balloon that's been left in the freezer. It's stiff, it won't expand properly, and no matter how much pressure you apply, it never reaches its full potential. That's exactly what's happening to your blood vessels right now. Here's the second domino. Your nervous system gets stuck in a constant state of alert. You know that wired but tired feeling where your body is exhausted, but your mind just won't shut down? That's your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight response running on overdrive. Without adequate levels of this mineral, your body physically cannot shift into the parasympathetic state, the rest and digest mode, where true recovery happens. So you lie in bed for hours, thoughts racing about tomorrow's responsibilities, and even when you finally drift off, your sleep is shallow and fragmented. And here's the third domino, perhaps the most devastating one. Because you're not reaching deep, slow-wave sleep, your testosterone production plummets. Most men don't realize this, but approximately 85 to 90% of your daily testosterone is manufactured during the first few hours of deep sleep each night. Miss that window, and your body simply cannot produce the hormones it needs. Lower testosterone means weaker erections, less desire, reduced muscle mass, increased belly fat, and that frustrating lack of motivation that makes everything feel harder than it used to be. The result of all three dominoes falling together is what many men mistakenly believe is just normal aging. They accept weaker erections as inevitable. They accept poor sleep as just part of getting older. They accept declining energy as something they have to live with. But here's the truth that changes everything. This isn't aging. This is a deficiency, and deficiencies can be corrected. So, what is this mineral that holds the key to unlocking your sleep, your erections, and your vitality all at once? It's magnesium. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Magnesium, that's it. I've seen that on the shelf at every pharmacy. But here's where most men go completely wrong. And it's the reason magnesium may have failed you in the past if you've ever tried it before. Magnesium is not one single thing. There are actually 7 different forms of magnesium available on the market. And here's what's critical to understand. Only 2 of those forms are actually effective for improving erectile function, enhancing deep sleep, and supporting testosterone production. The rest are either poorly absorbed, cause digestive problems, or simply don't reach the tissues where they're needed most. Let me walk you through exactly how magnesium transforms your sexual health, starting with its direct impact on erectile function. Your ability to achieve and maintain a firm erection depends almost entirely on something called endothelial function. The endothelium is the thin layer of cells that lines the inside of every blood vessel in your body. When these cells are healthy, they produce a molecule called nitric oxide, which signals your blood vessels to relax and expand. When they're not functioning properly, nitric oxide production drops and your vessels stay constricted. Here's where magnesium becomes essential. Magnesium activates an enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase. This is the enzyme responsible for producing nitric oxide in your blood vessel walls. Without adequate magnesium, this enzyme simply cannot function at full capacity. Research published in the American Journal of Physiology demonstrated that magnesium directly modulates endothelium-dependent vasodilation in blood vessels. In simple terms, it helps your arteries open wider and stay open longer. This is the exact same biological pathway that medications for erectile dysfunction target. The difference is that those medications artificially force the process by blocking an enzyme that breaks down nitric oxide. Magnesium supports your body's natural production from the source. More nitric oxide means better blood flow. Better blood flow means harder, more reliable erections that last. Now let me explain magnesium's profound effect on sleep quality. Your brain operates through two competing systems: the sympathetic system that keeps you alert and ready for action, and the parasympathetic system that allows you to calm down and recover. For most men over 45, especially those dealing with work stress, financial pressure, or relationship concerns, the sympathetic system dominates almost constantly. Your body is flooded with stress hormones like cortisol, even when you're lying in bed trying to sleep. Magnesium directly addresses this imbalance by binding to receptors in your brain for a neurotransmitter called GABA. GABA is your body's primary calming chemical. It's essentially the brake pedal for your nervous system. When magnesium binds to these GABA receptors, it enhances their activity, helping your brain shift out of alert mode and into rest mode. Clinical studies have shown that magnesium supplementation can reduce cortisol levels by 15 to 23%. When cortisol drops, two important things happen. You fall asleep faster and you stay asleep longer through the night. But the real magic happens in what we call slow wave sleep, the deepest stage of your sleep cycle. This is when your body does its most critical repair work. Muscles rebuild, tissues regenerate, and crucially, testosterone production kicks into high gear. Men who reach adequate deep sleep consistently have testosterone levels 20 to 40% higher than men who sleep the same total hours but never reach those deep stages. Magnesium is the key that unlocks access to this restorative phase. And this brings us to the third transformation: magnesium's impact on testosterone itself. Beyond simply improving sleep quality, magnesium has a direct relationship with testosterone levels through another mechanism. There's a protein in your blood called sex hormone binding globulin, or SHBG. This protein attaches to testosterone molecules and makes them unavailable for your body to use. It's like having money locked in a vault you can't access. The testosterone is technically there, but you can't spend it. Research published in the journal Biological Trace Element Research found that magnesium supplementation reduces SHBG levels, effectively freeing up more testosterone to be used by your muscles, your brain, and yes, your sexual function. In one study, men who supplemented with magnesium daily for just 4 weeks experienced a significant increase in both total and free testosterone levels. The effect was even more pronounced in men who were physically active. Now here's where most men completely sabotage their results. Let me show you the 4 critical mistakes that prevent magnesium from working, so you can avoid them starting tonight. Mistake number 1 is buying the cheapest magnesium available. When most men decide to try magnesium, they walk into a store, see a bottle labeled magnesium, check the price, and grab the cheapest option. Almost always, that's magnesium oxide. Here's the problem. Your body absorbs only about 4% of magnesium oxide. If you take a 400 milligram tablet, you're getting maybe 16 milligrams into your bloodstream. The rest stays in your digestive tract, where it primarily acts as a laxative. You end up with stomach discomfort, frequent bathroom trips, and none of the benefits for sleep, erections, or testosterone. The form that actually works for these benefits is magnesium glycinate. This is magnesium bound to the amino acid glycine, and it has an absorption rate of approximately 80%. That's 20 times more bioavailable than magnesium oxide. What makes it even better is that glycine itself has calming properties. It's been shown to lower core body temperature slightly, which signals to your brain that it's time to sleep, and it promotes relaxation in the nervous system. So with magnesium glycinate, you're getting a powerful double effect. The second highly effective form is magnesium L-threonate. This is the only form of magnesium that's been clinically shown to cross the blood-brain barrier effectively. For men whose primary issue is racing thoughts, anxiety, or mental restlessness at night, this form can be particularly powerful. A study published in the journal Neuron found that magnesium L-threonate increased brain magnesium levels by approximately 15% and significantly improved cognitive function and sleep quality. Mistake number 2 is taking magnesium at the wrong time. I see this constantly. Men take their magnesium with breakfast or lunch because that's when they remember to take supplements. This is a massive error. Magnesium is a relaxant. Taking it in the morning means you'll feel sluggish during the day when you need energy, and you'll miss the entire nighttime window when the real benefits occur. Remember, testosterone production happens during deep sleep. Deep sleep requires activation of your parasympathetic nervous system. Both of these processes happen at night. The optimal timing is 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This allows the magnesium to be absorbed and begin working just as you're settling down for the night. It creates a natural transition into sleep mode and ensures the magnesium is active in your system during those critical first hours of sleep when testosterone production peaks. Mistake number 3 is expecting overnight results. Magnesium is not a pharmaceutical. It doesn't work like a pill you take to get an immediate effect. Men try magnesium for 3 or 4 nights, don't wake up with a dramatic change, and conclude that it doesn't work. This completely misunderstands how the mineral functions. Magnesium works cumulatively. It's replenishing depleted stores in your tissues, rebuilding your nervous system's ability to relax, and gradually restoring optimal function to your blood vessels. Here's a realistic timeline of what to expect. During the first 3 to 5 nights, you'll notice you fall asleep more easily and your muscles feel more relaxed. By the end of the first week, many men report that they're sleeping through the night without waking multiple times. Between weeks 2 and 4, this is when the real transformation occurs. Morning erections start returning more consistently. Daytime energy stabilizes. Libido begins to strengthen. By the end of the first month, you should see measurable improvements in all 3 areas: sleep quality, erectile function, and overall vitality. Mistake number 4 is taking magnesium in isolation when combining it with synergistic nutrients dramatically amplifies the results. Magnesium works most effectively when paired with zinc and vitamin B6. This combination is sometimes called ZMA, and the synergistic effect is substantially greater than any single nutrient alone. Here's why this combination works so well. Zinc directly inhibits an enzyme called aromatase. This is the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. As men age, especially those carrying extra weight around the midsection, aromatase activity increases. You're essentially converting your precious testosterone into a hormone you don't want more of. Zinc blocks this conversion, helping you retain more testosterone. Vitamin B6 is required for your body to properly absorb and utilize both magnesium and zinc. It also plays a direct role in neurotransmitter production, including dopamine, which influences libido, motivation, and pleasure. Now let me give you the exact protocol I recommend to my patients. Step 1, choose the right form and dose. For most men, start with magnesium glycinate at 200 to 400 milligrams, taken 30 to 60 minutes before bed. If racing thoughts and anxiety are your primary concerns, consider magnesium L-threonate at 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams instead. Quality brands I trust include Thorne, Pure Encapsulations, Doctor's Best, and Life Extension. Step 2. Build a consistent evening routine around your supplementation. This isn't just about taking a pill. It's about creating a ritual that signals to your body that the day is ending and recovery is beginning. By 9 o'clock, start dimming the lights in your home. This triggers your pineal gland to begin producing melatonin. By 9:30, turn off all screens, phones, tablets, televisions, computers. Blue light suppresses melatonin production and keeps your brain in alert mode. At 9:45, take a warm shower. When you step out, your body temperature drops slightly, which is a powerful sleep signal. At 10 o'clock, take your magnesium with a full glass of warm water or herbal tea. Chamomile works particularly well as it contains compounds that enhance relaxation. By 10:30, you should be in bed with the room completely dark and cool, ideally between 65 and 68 degrees. Step 3. Track your progress every single morning. Keep a notebook by your bed and record 4 things when you wake up. Rate your sleep quality 1 to 10. Note whether you had a morning erection and rate its firmness 1 to 10. Rate your energy level 1 to 10. And rate your overall mood 1 to 10. This tracking serves 2 purposes. It helps you notice gradual improvements you might otherwise miss, and it creates objective data you can review after 30 days to see undeniable patterns of progress. Step 4, add the supporting nutrients. Take 30 milligrams of zinc picolinate or zinc citrate and 10 to 15 milligrams of vitamin B6 in the P5P form, along with your magnesium before bed. This complete stack addresses multiple systems simultaneously, and research shows it can increase testosterone results by 30% or more compared to magnesium alone. Let me tell you about David, 54 years old, a sales executive who came to see me 18 months ago. David told me he hadn't had a spontaneous erection in over a year. He and his wife had essentially stopped being intimate because he was too embarrassed by his inconsistent performance. He was sleeping maybe 5 hours a night, always waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning with his mind racing about work. His energy was so low, he was drinking 4 cups of coffee a day just to function. I tested David's red blood cell magnesium level and found it was severely depleted at 4.1 milligrams per deciliter when optimal is above 6.0. I put him on 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, 30 milligrams of zinc, and 15 milligrams of B6, all taken at 10 o'clock each night with a strict lights-out routine. Within 5 days, David was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. By day 12, he called my office to tell me he'd had his first morning erection in over a year. He sounded emotional on the phone. He said, "Doc, I didn't realize how much I'd given up on feeling normal again." At the 6-week mark, David reported that intimacy with his wife had returned. His erections were reliable without any medication. His energy had stabilized to the point where he'd cut his coffee intake in half. We retested his magnesium at 12 weeks. It had risen to 5.8, nearly optimal, and his total testosterone had increased from 340 to 465 nanograms per deciliter, a 37% improvement. Gentlemen, weak erections, restless sleep, and declining energy are not sentences you have to accept. They're signals, clear, specific signals that your body is missing something essential. And the solution isn't complicated medications with concerning side effects. It's giving your body back what it's been depleted of. You can begin tonight. Take the right form of magnesium at the right time within a structured evening routine. Give it 30 days of consistent effort. Track your sleep, your morning erections, and your energy every single day. At the end of that month, look at where you started versus where you are. The pattern will be unmistakable. And if after 30 days you see no improvement whatsoever, what have you truly lost? $20 or $30 in supplements and 1 month of better sleep habits that benefit your health regardless. But based on what I've seen with hundreds of patients, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to see your sleep scores climbing. You're going to see morning erections returning. You're going to feel your energy and confidence coming back. If this information was valuable to you, hit that like button so more men who are struggling can find this video, and drop your biggest men's health question in the comments below. I read every single one and nothing is off limits. What do you want to understand better? What are you struggling with? Ask me anything.